What would you do if you went to your partner's big corporate party and she introduced you as a friend, then told her boss she was ready for a future without you?
I never thought my life would fall apart because of a party. A party where the woman I loved, my partner of 3 years, treated me like I didn't exist. But looking back, the moment Victoria erased me in front of her boss, she erased herself from my future too. My name is Daniel. I'm 32, an IQ nurse. For years, I'd built a life with Victoria that I believed would lead to marriage, a family, our happily ever after. We were opposites. I dealt with life and death every day. She dealt with branding and client strategies. I admired her ambition. I supported her climb up the corporate ladder. I truly believed in us. But ambition can change people. And sometimes love becomes collateral damage. It all came to a head at the party that changed everything. Robert Linder, the legendary owner of Rising Star Advertising, invited Victoria to his annual lakeside mansion party. She called it her career golden ticket. For weeks, our apartment was filled with her rehearsing outfits, talking points, and client strategies. I even studied advertising buzzwords just so I wouldn't embarrass her. When we arrived at the mansion, it was all marble, yachts, and manicured perfection. I felt completely out of place, but I was there to be her rock, her biggest fan. Then it happened. Victoria introduced me to her boss with a smile that was all teeth and ambition. "Robert, this is Daniel, my friend. 3 years together, sharing a home, a life, a future. All of it reduced to a single, dismissive word." My stomach dropped, but it didn't stop there. When I tried to talk about my work in the ICU work, I'm incredibly proud of, she cut me off. "Oh, he just temporarily works at the hospital. He's still deciding on his true path." Temporarily? 7 years of saving lives, of trauma and healing, reduced to a footnote. I should have left right then. But love makes fools of us all. The rest of the party was just one humiliation after another. Hushed introductions, her avoiding me, pitying glances from strangers. Victoria kept drifting away from me like I was baggage she regretted bringing. But the real breaking point wasn't the humiliation, it was the betrayal. Later that evening, I was standing on the terrace overlooking the lake. I overheard Victoria talking with Robert. "Chicago is a significant opportunity," he said. "Are you in?" She replied, "I'm basically decided. I just need to wrap up some personal matters." "The boyfriend?" Robert asked casually. Her laugh cut through me like a blade. "It's not a serious relationship," she said. "Honestly, it's probably time for a clean break. I'm ready for a future without excess baggage." Excess baggage, that was me. Her partner of 3 years. In that instant, something inside me just snapped. I didn't confront her. I didn't demand answers or cause a scene. I just walked away. I drove to a 24-hour Target, bought boxes, and packed everything I owned. I left the apartment key on the counter with a note promising my share of next month's rent. And then I vanished. No dramatic exit, no final fight. Just the same silence she'd already given me. I stayed with my parents for a while. My mom comforted me, my dad offered his quiet strength. I cried more than I expected, not over losing her, but over losing the illusion I'd been clinging to. Victoria's calls were nonstop. "You're overreacting. You should have talked to me." "Don't be childish." I ignored every single one. I blocked her, changed my number, and moved into a small apartment near the hospital. I switched to day shifts, adopted a one-eyed pit bull I named Captain, and started running every morning. Slowly, painfully, I became myself again. I wasn't an accessory. I wasn't temporary, and I sure as hell wasn't baggage. Eventually, I met Megan, a veterinarian who volunteered at the same shelter where I found Captain. We became friends, then slowly, something more. Nothing rushed, nothing pressured. For the first time in years, I felt seen for who I was. Months later, I walked into Morning Blend, the same cafe where I'd met Victoria. I wasn't avoiding the past anymore. And there she was, alone. She looked smaller somehow. "Daniel," she whispered. "Please, sit," we talked, calmly, like two adults facing the wreckage of a broken dream. She apologized. She admitted she'd been chasing prestige and approval, that her boss had tried to push her into more than just mentorship, and that she'd ultimately lost her job. "Maybe we could try again," she said softly. "I've changed. Once, hearing that would have meant everything. Now it meant nothing. Victoria, I said gently, you're talented and brilliant. But our paths split the night you decided I was baggage. She nodded through her tears. I knew you'd say that. But I had to try. We parted peacefully, two people finally closing a chapter that had ended long before. A year has passed since that day. Life moved on. I'm excelling in my Master S program and even got a teaching position at the nursing school. Captain is my shadow, and Megan and I have built something real, steady, and grounded. A former co-worker of Victoria's told me that after I left, she admitted losing me was the biggest mistake of her life. I thought hearing that would feel like a victory. Instead, it just brought clarity. We had grown apart long before that party. We both just ignored the signs. But leaving quietly allowed me to reclaim the one thing I had lost trying to fit into her world, myself. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't confrontation. It's choosing to walk away, choosing peace over chaos, choosing your worth over someone else's ambition. Love isn't about being chosen in a room full of strangers. It's about being valued when no one is watching. I'll never be someone's accessory again. I am Daniel, a nurse, a student, a dog dad, and disappearing from her world was the best decision I ever made. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more.